What's up, guys? Today, I want to give you a quick technical breakdown of ticker COYA, Koya Therapeutics, as it looks prime for all-time highs. First, if you don't mind, smashing that like button, click and subscribe if you haven't. Also, turning on those post notifications, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, taking a look on the weekly, it's a very tight range from 526 all the way down to 321. Now, it's never traded below 321. It's only touched there very, very short. And then again, on 526, pretty much no historical data consistently trading above this range. So it's pretty much a $3 spread from the past 12 to 13 months. Very tight, a lot of accumulation, a lot of buyer interest. I know David Einhorn's been accumulating, even though it's not a large holding of his, it's still institutional interest. And again, a point that I feel is worth noting. Now, once it starts to get a break, I'm not talking about a dollar or two up. I'm saying within the next 20 to 35 cents, it starts to close above 565, 570. It's going to get some wheels. I think it's going to go right to 8 very quick. If there's any good news, any catalyst that's going to send it flying. It's a very, very tight float. 7 million in the float. Most of it, I think, is all locked up. This barely trades. So very interesting, the fact that it's a low liquidity, low float trading stock. This can move very, very aggressively. Look at the volume here. 5 million sent this thing flying from a low of 480 all the way up to $8. And not but a few weeks before that, the stock was $3. So all it takes is just a little bit of traction, a little bit of buying presence, and this thing can fly. And when we talk about over 8, there is no historical trading, no data at all above 8. Again, the sky is the limit, but don't want to get ahead of myself here. I'm showing you the Fibs on the daily. Again, really interesting that this 561, how it's rejected in the past. Again, I think it's pretty much green light once we close above there. Even when it popped to all-time high, right? It only spent 1, 2, 3 days, and then it came right back down under this 561. So this level here is extremely significant. And then this electric blue line is the all-time high weekly close, which we saw last week. Hypothetically, if it did close at this level right now and it was Friday, this would be the highest weekly close all time on the chart. But the only other thing I could look at is the 4-hour. Okay. And that's going to show you just some wicks. Okay. There is no historical trading, like I mentioned, consistently that's above this range, right? There is nothing that really goes on here. This was maybe 3 days, and that was it. Besides that, it's just been a lot of wicks, as you could see over there. Wick, another wick, basically where we are now. So once we get that close, 561, really 620 will tell us, okay, we're ready to go. But I could definitely see the stock just melting up extremely quick. And again, when we look at the volume, that's pretty much telling us why I think it can move so fast, right? We traded 14,000 shares today. This is nothing, right? It's very, very low. And again, compared to where we saw this mega volume here, 300,000, 500,000, right? This is when it can move. And I think, again, we're getting very close to that range. So again, leave a comment in the section below if you invest in biotechs, if you heard of Koya Therapeutics, Gain, or any of the ones I've been mentioning recently. Again, it's really interesting to see the people that invest in biotechs, 20, 50, 100x potential here. I'm not claiming that's exactly what Koya is going to be, but that's typically why people get involved with biotechs at the ground floor. I know Koya definitely looks strong technically, so I want you to keep that on your radar. But that's pretty much all I have for you today. The main thing here is that the range is super tight, whether it's institutional or retail. There's been a lot of accumulation for over 12 months. This is significant, especially if you know how the stocks move in waves and cycles. I think this is ready to take it to a higher range. So for me, instead of it consolidating here, it's now enough of that, enough accumulation. It's going to move it higher, whether it's 5, 6, 7, and hopefully this range here that we have no data for now acts as the floor, the same way how we saw this section, but again, just at a higher level now that we're going to see more liquidity. And again, on a consistent basis, just more flow in the stock. All right. So that has been my technical breakdown here of Koya, ticker COYA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic night. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.